Okay, today we're going to be doing this major pentatonic with a flat third scale. Remember that guy? But I'm going to add one extra note. If I start here on the 6, remember that's the I'm so happy, no I'm not, the boogie woogie note. Well, right above 6 is 7, right? But it's really a flat 7 because of the major scale. Open. D sharp is the major 7, or the natural 7. So when I put in a D natural, it's a flat 7. And remember, what are the 3 blues notes? Stop your tape and ask yourself this question. What are the 3 blues notes? Flat 7, flat 5th, and flat 3rd. They're all flat chord tones. Because blues means you're not as happy as you should be. So if you don't actually make it to the 5th, you get a little sad. Or if you don't actually make it to the major 3rd, so I'm all happy here, but here, it's a little bluesier. Or if you don't actually make it to the major 7, and you make it to here, it's a little bluesier. So flat 3, flat 5, and flat 7. And a flat 7 is just a half step above my 6. So if this is my 6, I'm going to do this. I'm adding one note. Now yes, I'm using my pinky. Not for long. I'll probably change that in just a second. So 4, 3, 1, 2, 1, slide. Now here I'm going to do the same darn thing. 4, 3, 1, 2, 1, slide. Now here I'm going to right below me 4, 3, 1, and then 2, 1, open, because I've got an open string. So I could do this, or I could just keep it consistent and then shift, 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 stay, and use the open string. So I could do it with my normal fingering where I had the 2, 1 slide, and then I can creep around my pinky if I wanted to here, and then a 2, 1 slide. Or I could have done all that stuff with shift and just suck it up and shift it. Shift it. That's sort of the same. Cool. Or I could have used slide. And that eliminates the need for my pinky, so I can slide that note, slide into it with the insta slide, just to get a little feel. Cool. I could bend to it. So when I'm bending this 6, right, and remember, I'm not doing this. It's all about the rotation of the wrist when I bend. Because if my wrist is here and I do that, the string's just naturally going to go up. Here's another really important thing to think about, and you should have maybe done this a little bit in the last videos, but it's just your power chords. Root 5th, then the octave of that would be a root 5th, and the octave of that would be a root 5th. And these are my stable notes, right? That's my bass notes. Those are the most stable notes of the chord, even though they're the most boring, but they're the most stable. So if I start on the 6 and bend, then I can shift to my 2 or the 9 and bend to the flat 3rd. Now that's in the original scale, but I can bend to it. Start on the 6 and bend, and then to the 2nd and bend, and then 6 and bend, and then I can bend here, right? That's a really cool thing to be able to do as well. Before we go any further, and also practice triplets. Now you got 3 notes per string. It's a really solid way to go triplet all the way down. Triplet, 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 triplet. Although you didn't know a let, but whatever. Let's pretend we didn't. Let's talk about a 55-11. Now usually a song will start with the last little bit of a song, because if you went through the whole song before you start singing, it's gonna be a little bit too boring. In Nashville they got that saying called don't bore us, get to the chorus. So you sort of need to get into the song. So if we took like a 12-bar blues, which hopefully by this stage of the game you have an idea of a 12-bar blues. And here's the old school 12-bar blues Or actually, if we had a 12-bar blues, would normally the last little bit would be. Well, a boom, ba-dum, da-da-do-do-do. Right? Every good rockabilly song starts with well. It's like a pickup note. 1, 2, 3. Well, I don't. So you're not starting on the beat. That's one of those other things that we should have learned in another video. So this is going to be called, in Nashville, it's called a 55-11 because I'm in the key of E, and I'm going to do 2 measures of the B chord, which is the 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's called a 55-11 because I'm doing the 5 chord, then the 5 chord, then the 1 chord, then the 1 chord. And it's probably the most country kickoff ever. And it's also a great blues kickoff because, like I said, this would be the last 4 bars of an old school blues. So if I'm on the B7, then to E. Well, I'm gonna do move it on over and into the blues, right? So here's my little 55-11 kickoff with our major pentatonic flat third with an added flat 7. And I'm going to bend to it. Now I'm going to jump all the way to the octave. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's the downbeat. 1, 2, 3. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ah. Right, that's what we want to go do. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 3. So I go jump, and then here I go straight to the 2. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and that leads me right into my E chord. Cool. So that's a great little kickoff. You put all kinds of little different rhythms to it. And I could have slid to it. Or I could actually hit my pinky. Don't go to F. Sometimes I'm watching this screen instead of watching my neck, and it kind of really throws me off. Plus, I don't know how to play guitar, so that doesn't help either. You could do this in all the octaves. Now here, I don't have to go up to my super slide because I've got an E. Cool. Here. I don't have to slide because I got an E right here. So whenever any lick you learn in this scale, you should learn in all 3 octaves. So that takes me through my flat 7s and 55-11s. Already, you've just got an extra note, so all the licks that you know, you can do even more now with those licks. Remember, you can use pinky, you can bend, or you can slide. Either way. So, and now I'm going to add in the flat 6. So if this is the flat 7, because see, the whole thing is I've got 2 notes on this string, and then 3 notes on this string. 2 notes, 3 notes, 2 notes, 3 notes. But now I've added an extra note, so I've got 3 notes per string. Cool. Now I'm going to add in the passing tone, or a passing tone, between the 6 and the 5. Remember, it's that rhythm? Cool. Great lick. Now this is a terrible note, but since I'm using it as a passing tone, it's cool. And just follow it all the way down. I could also go up it. and then skip it on the way down. I guess I gotta hit it on the way down, but I like to skip it on the way down. Also, remember how we did that lick when we were like on the A? Right? Well, I'm doing that lick because I have to do the chord first, but if I didn't have to do the chord first, I could go 1, 2, 3. Sort of picking up into this lick. Cool. That's a great little lick to walk into your new root. Cool. I could have also bent there to get a little jangoness going on, right? A little harder down there. So I'm bending up to the 6. So we've added 2 different notes, the flat 7 and the 6th, or flat 6 rather. Similar, I'd say this is a little bluesier because it's got an extra blues note, where this is just a little happier. Because that, even though that's a very dark note, in context, you land on a strong note, you start on a strong note. You could throw them all in there, right? Triple it out, ba-do-do. Cool. And remember, especially when you get to these bends, try to visualize this, your power chords, your power chord, your power chord, and your power chord. It's all about ending on the power chords. So if this is an E to B, and I'm going to call that a perfect 5th, well, when you go from B to E, that's a perfect 4th. If you don't understand that, you probably haven't seen that video yet, and it doesn't really matter that much, but just realize that E, or B, your 5th is always right above you, but that also means that you have an octave here, your 5th is almost always right below you. Of course, in one instant, it's not. Cool. So rather than doing E and B here, which is 5 and 7, I'm going to put the E on top, which will be 12, and now this B note is going to go to this 12. So now I've got 12, 12, and this is also a power chord, but it's an inverted power chord. It's a 4th, here comes the bride, versus a perfect 5th. But this is E and this is B, versus this is B and this is E. Same 2 notes, but here the E starts below you, and here the B starts, and then the E. So E, B, B, E. Well, if this is my E, or my 1, here's my 2, or my 9, or my snow, or my cool, or my blue. Not a blues note, but just blue or green. I don't know. It reminds me of Miles Davis, so I call it blue and green, even though Bill Evans wrote that song. Miles Davis stole the number. We're going to do these notes, because, oh, actually, let's do the scale first here. And then I'm going to shift, and I'm going to shift. Now, when we really learn the scale, I actually take you through a different fingering of the scale. But just for symmetry reasons, we're going to do this B-E and B-E and B-E. Right? Instead of going E to B, well now I can go B to E or B to E. So 7, 7, 9, 9, 12, 12. Here's my flat 3rd, 2, root, and here's my flat 7. And they're right on top of each other, just like where I resolve is right on top of each other. It's the same relationship of as far as a minor 3rd, whole step, right? Or, you know what I mean. So once again, I can bend these notes. I can slide these notes. I could use pinky. But now that I'm so high, I might even just go 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Might be different if I'm down here. I might still go 3, 2, 1. Consistency. Consistency. Now, once I get down to here, it's a little tougher than 3, 2, 1. I might have switched over to a slide. Or I might just keep 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Pull-offs. Butchered. And then just resolve to the E. So I'm doing a double pull-off. One pick, one pick, one pick, one pick, one pick, and then back to E and an E chord. If you want to practice your double pull-offs, one of the best ways is this Chet Atkins lick. And this is going to be in the key of G major. And this has nothing to do with a major pentatonic flat third. It's just a really cool lick to practice your double pull-offs. It's going to be 3 notes, 1 pick, 1 string, 1 string. So I'm just going 3 strings in a row. And it's triplets, right? Triplet, triplet, triplet. If I really wanted to play it fast, I guess I'd sweep it, wouldn't I? Then I start on the second string, same lick, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, all pull-offs. Then on the third string, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0. And then on the fourth string, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3. Right, triplet, 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 triplet. Biggest mistake people make is they sort of go 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and. It's 1 and, 2 and, da da da. It's not even spacing. It's triplet, triplet, triplet. So to really, and the other problem is making sure you have enough volume. So don't go. A lot of times you hit that note because you pick that, but I want this to be just as loud and that to be just as loud. But we should have discussed pull-offs and about how you sort of push and then push again in another video, but so you don't pull off the string. Right, you want to stay on your guitar. So that guy's got to sort of push up, but don't push up too much. You don't want to bend it. You just want to rock steady and then pull that off. Right? Cool. So that's just a little thing to practice on your pull-offs, and then you go back up, and I think it's easier to learn it open than it is to learn it fretted. Don't ever do that. E. Also up here, I could have thrown in my 6, my flat 6 rather. So sort of a biggin and then half steps. Biggin, half littlin. Cool. I can mix and match. Sometimes I might use the flat 7 and then use the 6, flat 6 rather. Cool, I think that takes us through a lot of these licks that I wanted to do. I mean, everything that we did here, we should do up here, right? Remember, on this little switch, a lot of times I'll go to there instead of, whatever. Let's move all this to the key of A. So on the A, my 5511 is going to be an E chord twice, and then to A twice. 2, 3, 4. And then we're into the song, right? I'm going to do this little kickoff. I'm going to try. Well, I listen to a place about a place I know. Listen to a story about a place I know. I'm going to start on this E, and this is coming out of this A scale. So here's my A. So here's my flat third, 2, right below me, and then right below me. So this is with my root and 5th. So start flat third, 9, root, flat 7, 6, 5th, flat third, 9, root, flat 7, 6, 5th. Or the other lick is to go flat 3, 2, 1. Now add in some 6s. Flat 6s. I'm saying that a lot today, aren't I? Cool. And he's going to mix and match. And he's going to have to walk back up from the A. Anytime you find yourself on the 5th degree of the scale, you need to be able to walk back up, because you never know when you need to play bass, right? So anywhere. Besides, you'll never know when you find yourself at a basketball game and, you know, it's your turn to play. Cool little kickoff, Grady Martin. Start on this E note, which is the 5th. I'm on the E chord, on the 5 chord. Slide. Slide. And he's going to slide this. And I'm going to pull off there. Now here's the, so here I did the flat 7, flat 6, and then walk it up the scale, A major scale from the E, and end on your A. Cool. So that's a couple extra notes that we've talked about for our major pentatonic flat third. I'm sure I've mentioned some of these licks before, but it's just sort of nice to put them all in one video. Basically coming out of these 2 sliding scales. Or however I'm going to butcher them. Now remember, on this sliding scale, when I taught you this on the other video, sorry, we did the root there. And now when I want to do it consistently, and just jump down it, I do the root there because I'm shifting rather than trying to find slides, if that makes any sense. Anyhow, learn all those licks, have fun.